All right, we're live. Okay, hey, this is me. I'm vertearbusto, and this is my channel, Schumann Resonances with Verde. Although I haven't been doing anything with Schumann Resonances for a while, I guess I've kind of moved on to consciousness and human consciousness, and talking about awareness and awakeness, talking about human ascension and all that other kind of stuff, happy crappy. Just giving you an update. This is going to be a quick update for the people who are following along, those who care. I'm at the nursing home right now, and this is it's called Golden Crest, and it's actually a really nice place. I don't know. I haven't been to too many nursing homes, but it's a lot they're different now than how I was told they were growing up. When I was growing up, I was told that nursing homes are just dour, dismal places that old people go to die, pass away, and I guess that's kind of true, but it's actually very nice. I have a courtyard here. I met the owner. He's a decent guy. He told me, what the owner say? He saw me walking in my socks, and he said, oh no, it wasn't the socks, it was my shirt. I was wearing a Johnny, and I wasn't wearing a shirt like this, and he said, you can't go to therapy unless you're wearing a shirt underneath your Johnny. So, all right, it's just all about the business. Nice enough guy. It's a family-run, family-operated place, and it's actually very nice. I'm down here in the courtyard. I'm giving you the kind of grand tour. They have benches. It's kind of chilly out, I would say. It's probably about 58 degrees out. It was sunny all day. It was really nice. I have the window open next to my seating area, and I got a little bit of sun and a little bit of fresh air. And so when they called me for therapy to go down to the exercise room, I was like, yeah, let's go. And then she asked me if I'd been out to the courtyard, and I'm like, no, I definitely want to go out to the courtyard and check it out. So this is therapy, this is exercise. I'm doing a circuit around the courtyard, and they have flowers here, which is very nice. That's kind of why I want to go out. They have nice rose bush here, and they got a painting on the wall. They bring some of the people out here in the summertime, and they have a cookout or whatever. The majority of people in the nursing home are here for long-term kind of care. There's a few people. There's a percentage of people like me who are transitory. I'm just here for. I was supposed to be here for 2 weeks. I have another 4 days or whatever. The 13th, I'm supposed to be released from here. So while I'm here, I'm taking penicillin, antibiotics, and it's been I don't know. It's been nice enough to be here to get some rest. I got a lot of rest. Most of the pictures that I've taken have been of myself sitting and or laying down, and that's pretty much the par of the course here is a lot of sitting down, and I have been kind of forcing myself to get up and walk around, even though there's not really anywhere to walk. It's just a matter of walking down the hallways and waving to people who are stuck in their rooms. But that's okay. That's all right too. That kind of is what it is here. There's the exhaust fan for the kitchen is over there, so I'm sure you can hear what I'm saying because I'm making sure to project, but there's a noise in the background, so I don't know how much it's picking it up. I wanted to update everyone as it is, and give you kind of an update, I guess. I got a virus. They checked all my levels. They did a blood test. I had a virus, and they figured that the 2-week course of antibiotics should do it. It wasn't COVID, unfortunately. Hey, like I said, I've lived long enough. Don't get on my case because I want to be done here. You guys might miss me, but I promise you, when I get to the other side, I will come visit you. And if you don't think that visitations, spirit visitations are a thing. You may be surprised or shocked or astonished, but I can assure you, I will come and visit you in whatever form, and I know what form it is, but whatever form it is in the next life, over on the other side, I'll come and visit you. If you have any thoughts or feelings about me, if you like me, if you want to stay in touch with me, like, my timing is impeccable, and the reason why is because I can sense when people want to see me, want to, like, it's there's another level of things that happen. Time is not, time is, on one hand, it's linear, which is the direct channel, but then time is also a wave. Time acts in whoops, whirls. Time is detached from space for the most part, yet here with humans, because of the forms and all of the world of forms, all of the world of the sensible world, time is attached to forms. So people can't help but think of time in some other way than a linear manner, and yet that's only because it's attached to the most basic of dimensions of space, a spatial dimension, which is at its core the world of forms. So I assure you, whenever my time here is done, if I liked you, if you liked me, if we had any kind of interaction, if it was a good interaction, I will come and visit you. If it was not a good interaction and you pissed me off or you're just a turd and we still have unfinished business, it'll be a haunting. Right? It'll just be that simple. I will either come as a visitation or I will come as a haunting. But either way, if we still had unfinished business, when that time comes, you'll see me again, I can guarantee you. How do I know? How do you know otherwise? Right? I know. As someone who's already lived through my death more than once, I don't have any fear of it. Right? I have more fear of the living than of what's on the other side. Right? And it's important for me to say this. Right? It really, truly is important for me to say this. That with all the chaos and the animosity going on in the world, there is a small, how do I say this? There's a small bit of reality that is the human experience and all your emotions and the hurt and the hate and the anger and the anguish and all of that comes with the political spectrum of polarity here as a human, and yet that's 0.2% of everything possible to experience and see in the universe, even as a human in this form. All right? Reality is through agreement, right? It just, physics tells you that matter is just energy. It's just a spark of energy. Everything here is energy, some frequency, some shape, some form. And the most difficult part of living here is not chatting with someone and having a good time, but it's really navigating the world of forms to ones that are pleasant and helpful to you, right? And me, right? And life here is short, right? The majority of people here are older than me. The people living here are older than me. Right? I'm the young kid, and I was talking with one of the nurses here, who she's in her 30s and her mom is in her 60s, late 60s. And so it's kind of interesting seeing the difference in ages here. Like I like to believe I am old. I don't know if I'm holding on to the belief because I want it to be, or because like at some of these places, retirement age starts at 55, and I'm 56. I don't know, at a certain point, I just accept that I am old, and I don't care, right? I'm fine with it. I'm fine with being an old man, right? People are willing to, I don't know, people will give you a little more slack if they know you're an old man, for the most part. And I'm happy with being an old man. I'm happy with accepting I'm at the latter part of my life. I've lived here long enough, done my time here, and that's sort of how I think of this experience here, as just time spent in detention. Right? just kind of at that point here in life. I've lived a great life. Yeah, me, Mr. Doom and Gloom. So I don't know. So I'm just giving you an update where I'm at. I've seen enough. I've lived enough. If it wasn't for the plants, I mean, look at that. Isn't that a really beautiful plant? I mean, that's a gorgeous rose. All right, look at that. That's what I live for. That's what I live for. I live for the plants. I love the plants. I talk to the plants. They're my friends. And as far as I'm concerned, that is really the number one reason for coming here, for living here, for being here, for being part of this experience, is to learn how to live at peace with, at one with, learning how to communicate with the plants. In addition to the people, but it seems a lot easier for humans to live in peace and harmony with the other humans as opposed to with the plants and the animals, but more so the plants, right? And the plants are like, the plants help keep us alive, and the trees and everything help purify the air, and there's just a lot of reasons why we need to love and respect the plants and the planet and all of that, because our lives kind of depend on that, and that's sort of also where I'm at in this, is having a great love for the plants and watching them get destroyed, right? That's part of the reason why I just kind of shake my head and just kind of say I've lived long enough, because I really don't need to see more of this stuff wrecked, especially if it's something that I've done, my own work. Life is short. Like, that's just the whole message here. Life is really short. You don't know how many days you have left. You don't know how many days altogether total you have left to live. And we have a large assumption that, you're just going to kind of keep living, and I'll get old and I'll just live till I'm old. And there's no guarantee that happens, right? There's no guarantee that you have even another day. There's no guarantee that you're even going to finish the day out. And that's part of what the great mystery is of this, is how long you have, right? And, I guess maybe the point I'm making here is life is short. You don't know how long you have. Enjoy what you have. Enjoy the moment, right? And so even here, I'll tell you, I enjoy the moment. I enjoy what I'm doing. I don't get drunk. I don't get high, so high that I lose track of what I'm doing or where I'm going. I'm not doing stuff that takes me out of commission, right? I don't do activities that for the most part, not intentionally, do activities that are going to really harm me or end my life. I like living in the moment. I like living on the edge. But at the same token, I'm not reckless. I try not to be. I'm trying not to be reckless. And I try to just live a good life here and just live life to the fullest. And I really truly believe that, that's the best way to live. That's the best way to keep yourself mentally fit here in a world that is very difficult, and it's very hostile, and where you aren't guaranteed another day, right? I mean, it's just this moment. It's always been this moment. And regardless of where I am, I just have that in my mind, that this moment may be the last moment. And there are times where I am miserable and I'm not really happy, and yet the idea is to work through them, right? And even though it feels like a prison because I can't really move anywhere, I'm still keeping a good attitude for the 1414. Still keeping a good attitude for the nurses, and just because I want to have that environment around me, I want to have that good vibes around me, regardless of how much longer I have left to live, right? And as just, I don't mean this to be depressing or whatever, but, I'm trying to live well in the moment, because I don't know how much longer I have. And I'm not going to live forever. I have no intention of living forever. I don't want to live forever. I want to finish the mission here and just kind of be done with it and move on to the next phase. And you have to realize you have a life here, but after this, your life force doesn't move much further away from Earth. Like, that's something that people don't really understand, that you don't get heaven after this. Heaven is way, 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 way. The human soul is so far basic, so far at the bottom of the totem pole of learning what needs to be learned here in unlimited consciousness, that even in death, you still don't go that far from the humans. And I know as a fact that I get messages, I get little gestures from the other side of people who have gone on and moved on, right? They're still here. They're still fucking here. The dead have not gone far. They haven't disappeared. They're just not in physical form that you can see. And the humans the human conditioning, the collective human conditioning dumbs down the individual to such a point that the existence here is the most basic of all that could ever be in the universe. The humans are so far down on the evolution scale, being here in the form, the clay body, that there's just infinite more lifetimes that you have to go through in order to get that 5D kind of thing that you believe, that people believe, that they're all telling each other, that somehow we're going to magically go into 5D land and no one even knows what that is. It's just more human bullshit of people kidding and joking each other because they really don't know. They don't know. If you've never died, how would you know otherwise? How would you know what comes next? You don't. And ipso facto, the evidence of people who have come back is ruled a priori insane, because the collective reality of the collective reality of the masses has dumbed down the external experiences beyond the human, the 60, 70, whatever, 30, 20 years that you live here, into nothingness. And it is so, like, the age of the universe is trillions, I mean, it's infinite. It's the universe has always been there. Always been there. Well before Earth was even established. And yet, the humans, the modern humans, believe that, you have 60 years and then that's it. There's nothing before you got here, and then you live this short period of time and there's nothing after that. And the collective sense by the West is that reincarnation is bullshit, the spirit, and everything. And yet, there's such a degree of meaninglessness in the West, outside of the finality of the moment, of the moment being your short-ass lifetime, And it's not even the moment of just a spark, just a flash of time. No, the moment is your whole lifetime, and then there's nothing before that, nothing after that, and then that's the end. And yet that's not what historically has been, right? The philosophy of the 1800s, maybe late 1700s, where they break away from, where they break away from a notion of a creator God into secularism and the meaninglessness of life here, that there was no beginning, there's no God, that there's nothing after this. The secular view of the universe, that the humans are it, and there's no God, there's no greater meaning to just living here as a imperfect person, and you're free to fuck up however much you want. That's a new invention. The majority of time that there has been humans, there's always been some type of a greater purpose and greater mission to being here, relative to the growth and evolution of the human soul, of the human spirit as a living entity, independent of a human body, right? The vessel. And for a longer term than there has been the teaching has been that you live in a vessel, and your time here is limited, and so you treat the vessel as a temple rather than a garbage dump. And I think that's the biggest difference between how traditionally it has been for thousands and thousands of years relative to the new age philosophy of the humans as a, garbage dump, right? And you can see around you. I'm not making this up, because you can see around you how the world and the sophisticated ones treat the human experience like it's a commodity, right? And life here is more than just a commodity. So anyway, all right, so it's at 21 minutes. The nurse just came out the door. She gave me the signal that we got to go upstairs. They're getting on lunchtime now, and, so that's it. All right, so I'm signing off right now. I just want to post this as an update. This has nothing to do with Schumann resonances, but this has everything to do with the human experience of your growth and your evolution, right? The Schumann resonances, neither Schumann resonances nor any teleoccurrence, nor anything the sun is putting out, none of that is going to help you evolve if you are not already on that pathway, right? If you have not done the work, if you are not doing the work of evolution, nothing is doing it for you. And in fact, not only are you not moving at a forward progress, and all the time that you're not doing the work to make a forward progress, you're slipping backwards. That's called entropy. So, on that cheery note, hopefully entropy is not taking you and you are not being lazy, and you are doing the work that you need to in order to survive and grow and evolve here as a human. So, on that cheery note, 22 minutes, thank you all for coming today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.